Welcome to another episode of our Know the Lingo series where we deep dive into a wedding planning or bridal term or concept and explain it and help it hopefully make sense for you. Today's term is going to be bridal sizing. We know this is not the most fun topic to talk about, but all of these dresses that you see here behind me are from different designers and they all have their own sizing chart. So if they're from the same designer, they should have the same sizing chart, but your size is really going to depend on so many different aspects of the dress and your body. So if it's a flowy dress like some of these here in the back, or a fitted dress like some of these over here, or a big ball gown, they're all going to have a unique thing that we have to watch out for when we're looking at your sizing. And everybody's body is different, right? So some people may have a larger chest and tiny hips, or vice versa. So we have to look at what style dress are you going to choose, or have you chosen as your favorite dress, and then where we need to measure and be aware for on the sizing chart. And we even have one designer who has two sizing charts. We know there's no standard for the wedding industry. And one thing, or a couple things to think about again, are the shape of the dress. So you've got flowy dresses, fitted dresses. Are they open? Are they low in the back? All of that is going to play into the size that you can get. So a couple of things to take a deep breath on. The first thing is no one is going to see your size in the dress but you and your stylist, which is the greatest feeling. So just take a deep breath with that. With that being said, trust your stylist. So they're going to know their designers. They're going to know how they, how they run, where the little give and takes are. Again, with if it's an open, this one's not lined, and so this one's gonna have a little bit more give in it than if it was fully lined like this one here in front of it. So those are gonna be little things that your stylist should know about the different dresses, to kind of say hey, you're in between sizes, but because this one doesn't have a lining and this one does have a lining, you could go down a size in this but up a size in this one. So you really need to trust your stylist, and they will lead you into what style you should have. Another thing to think about, if you're in the wrong size, people will know. If it's too big for you and you haven't had it tailored to fit you appropriately in those areas that are too big, if you're, especially with a fitted dress, if you need it larger for your chest and smaller for your hips, get that taken in. Work with a good tailor to make that dress fit you. We don't want you to try to fit the dress. We want the dress to fit you. The other thing is, and the same is in reverse, if you need the hips one size and the top a little bit smaller, they can, don't try to squeeze yourself into a smaller dress to have less alterations. Get the size that fits you, because if you get the wrong size, people will know. If you don't get the bottom tailored in to highlight your shape in a fitted dress, it's just gonna look kind of baggy and wonky and bunchy and kind of weird. And then if you get a dress that's too small and it's pulling and you can't really walk and you can't really dance, and you go to bust a move and you rip the seam, that's not going to be great either. So as our fashion icon from back in the early 2000s, Stacey London would say, wear the size you are, not the size that you want to be, and not the size you think you are. If you think that you are a different size, or you're used to wearing oversized clothes, wear something. See how kind of baggy this is? I kind of really need this tailored in a little bit more, but I need this size because I don't want to pull through here, but I kind of want this a little bit flowy. A little bit tighter. So getting your clothes tailored to you is going to be a game changer for any dress that you get, especially with the cups. If it's a strapless dress, they still need to kind of tailor that in a little bit for you. So tailoring is going to be the key to any dress, regardless of the size. Some designers can do custom sizing, so we would send in measurements. Typically we do that with our bridesmaids and mother's dresses. A few of our designers have that availability, but most of them don't. So then we work with local seamstresses and refer you out to them, and they can give you that extra little touch to make it look like this dress was made for you, not you trying to fit the dress. Let's talk about when you should order these dresses. If you are trying to lose weight or you're working out, everybody gains and loses weight in their body in different areas. For me, I gain weight in my face and I gain it in my chest and my waist, but I lose it in my waist. So as I gain weight, my chest and my face kind of stay the same, or as I lose it, that kind of stays the same as like the last thing I lose, but my waist gets smaller and smaller. So I still have to be conscious of this top area for me personally. And then my hips as well. That never changes hardly without like super strict working out. So for me, I'm always gonna have to get this area tailored in because this is just not gonna happen. And same for like down here on the bottom of the tank top, I can't really have that much, you know, taken in, but here I could do a little bit. So always think about how you lose weight and how you gain weight. And you may, you know, not really like looking at the pounds on the scale. It's truly about the inches that you're gaining or losing around. So certain workouts are gonna actually make your shoulders and this part back of your back broader. So you wanna be conscientious of that as well if you're getting a dress. Maybe that's like a fully backed dress. You know, we don't want you to like feel like it's too tight through the back. So again, it's not really about the pounds on the scale. It's not really about the size number in the dress. It's about you and your inches and what size your body is. And then from there, you know, tailoring again. We also don't want your wedding season to be focused on dieting and losing weight. That's not the mentality at the store that I own, and that's not what we want for our brides. Now, if you want to work out and you want to lose weight, that is great. We are here to cheer you on and support you. But we also know there's a lot of showers, there's a lot of engagement parties, bachelorette weekends that you're going to be going to. And we don't want you to stand there and be like, I can't, thank you for making all this food, but I'm not gonna eat it because I'm trying to lose weight to fit in my dress. Like, that's just not the culture that we want here at our store. So while we do want you to be healthy and we want you to feel and look your best, we're never gonna encourage you to like diet, if that makes sense. We'd rather get you a different size dress and have it tailored to fit you. And it depends on how far out your wedding is, as opposed to like when we can order if you are actively trying to lose weight or trim the inches down a little bit, because that will impact like the ordering process, and we won't always know what you're gonna lose until you're finished losing weight or you're at your wedding, right? So we need to order the dress sooner rather than later to get that in and to get it tailored to you, depending on how far out your wedding is. You might not have time to wait and lose the weight and then order and then get it to arrive. So ordering bigger is never a bad thing if you have to go up a size to get it in on time, or to just be like, you know, I don't want a super diet, but I want to be aware that I could lose some weight. So let's just go, you know, in between sizes. That's totally fine. But again, tailoring is gonna be the key, and ordering the size that your stylist recommends are the two things that we would highly recommend when it comes to bridal sizing. And again, don't worry about the number on the tag. Sample dresses have also been tried on, they've been stretched out, all that kind of stuff. Work with your stylist on your favorite dress. You may be a size in this dress, but like, what if you don't like this dress? Okay, we don't care what size you're gonna be in that dress, right? We want to focus on the dress that you love and the size that you are when we place the order of the dress. So those are our tips. If you have any question about bridal sizing, make sure to leave a comment below.